you look at something like The King of Kong, which took like the most outrageous characters you could ever possibly imagine and turned this nerdy story about 1980s arcade video games into Rocky. And I remember going to the theaters. I went to art house theaters 3 times to see King of Kong while it was in theaters. I just could not believe how effective and how like emotionally up, and people were cheering and screaming at all the same points in every single screening and that I saw. To realize that you could create that kind of effect to me was you know, I'm a big I was a big fan of that, which doesn't necessarily get included with, like, you know, Man on Wire and kind of the Oscar nominated documentaries. I love those late 70s movies. You know, another you know, film that I love that came around out of that time was First Blood, for example. First Blood was a Vietnam veteran retelling of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I just thought, what a brilliant take on that story, and timely. But you know, I love those 70s films that allowed the characters to breathe, you know, and there was silence, and there was you know, almost like there were soliloquies. There were these moments where you really got to feel the character, and they didn't mind their pacing. You know, another film I love recently is that film Mandy that Panos Cosmatos made a few years back, because it felt like a film of that era, but having the knowledge that we have now and infusing it with that.
What was it about? Mandy was an unusual film, and it's just Nicolas Cage plays a man whose wife is abducted, and there's a cult scenario behind it. Very unusual movie. What was it about that struck a chord with you?
You know, simple in its storytelling, but just the amount of creativity, I think, that went into, and planning that went into every single frame. This juxtaposition of styles and creativity, I think that was, you know, so striking and stood out to me. And I also, you know, I love David Lynch films, and I love films that don't feel a need to explain themselves, you know, that the meaning is derived by the viewer, and they shouldn't be spoon fed. And I enjoy films like that are confusing. You know, I wrote a term paper comparing Vertigo to Lost Highway back in a film philosophy class, and I'm not sure if I really got to the answer by the end. And I don't know if there was an answer. I don't know if David has an answer. And you know, if he doesn't, it's probably, it makes me even happier. And then, of course, you know, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction came out my senior year of high school, and my mind was just blown apart when I saw it. I sat in my seat afterwards in the theater and just couldn't believe what I just saw. Mm-hmm. I saw that movie 8 times in the movie theater. And we used to have a theater in Pittsburgh, one of the college theaters called the Beehive, where you could go. They had couches, and if you got there early enough, you could get the couches. You could bring your own beer or alcohol, and you could smoke cigarettes in the theater. So we would smoke and drink, and I watched a double feature of Reservoir Dogs followed by Pulp Fiction. And you know, it's just those beautiful experiences of going to the movies and seeing. And that was the same theater I saw Lost Highway in. I saw Seven there. I saw Kids there. I saw Swingers there. I saw all those great independent films that were really formative of me in the mid 90s. I saw all of those at this art house theater, you know, smoking and drinking on the couch back in the day.
Thank you for joining us on the Filmosopher's Movie Talk Show. Please like and share this video, and remember to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on our newest episodes.